Just think, because we met last week, didn't we? And
Yeah.
you borrowed something off me. Can you remember what that was?
I think it was your phone.
Indeed. Have you got it with me today? So we're talking about implanting ideas inside people's minds with hypnosis. Now that sounds very spooky, but it happens all the time in the news and radio and newspapers, etc. So stay tuned to find out exactly what I mean and how hypnosis is used by, well, everyone. Keep watching and find out. Hi there, it's Turan here from Feel Good Hypnosis, and we're back with another hypnosis tutorial this week. And well, it's getting very cold, getting very cold. I don't know if you can hear the wind blowing through the trees in the background, and the patio furniture is nearly about to be put away because it's getting very cool these days. But I'm still shooting outside. I mentioned in the last video that it was going to be time to move inside for some videos, but I'm still here, still shooting outside. So let's get on with it. So every week I show a hypnosis skit, a bit of street hypnosis, and you've seen this girl before. I put a link in the info cards up above there where she was induced into hypnosis. I don't know if you want to pause this video and check that one out, or make sure you check that one out afterwards, because I'm going to be referring to it. But anyway, let's stick with this video for now. So I'm going to show you the skit, and then stay tuned after that, because I'm going to break down exactly what I mean about how this skit was used, some lessons to be learned from this skit in the hypnosis tutorial. So keep watching after that. Make sure you'll give this video a like, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to click the big red subscribe button, and so you get notified, click the bell notification button next to that subscribe button, so you'll get notified as soon as a new video comes out from myself and Feel Good Hypnosis. And if you have any questions about this video that I haven't covered in the description afterwards, then please leave a question in the comment section below. Or if you have any suggestions for future videos, leave it in the comment section below. I love to hear from you. I love to respond to you and connect with the people that are watching this video. So I really do want to see you commenting in the comment section below. Make sure you keep it positive. That's the main thing. But anyway, enough of that now. Let's watch the skit, and I'll come back and tell you all about it. Deeper, relaxed. In a moment I'm going to count from 1 to 3, and the count of 3 you'll no longer be stuck to the floor. But just as quickly as you're no longer stuck to the floor, you're going to realise that you have borrowed my mobile phone last week. You know me, and you've borrowed my mobile phone last week. It's in your bag or in your pocket or whatever, and you want to give it back to me because it's my mobile phone, and you really want to give that phone back because you know it's mine and not yours. Nod your head that you understand. So 1, 2, 3, open your eyes. So anyway, we were saying about hypnosis, and hypnosis is nice, and I'm just thinking, because we met last week, didn't we? And you borrowed something off me. Can you remember what that was?
I think it was your phone.
Indeed. Have you got it with me today? Is your friend got it with you? Or was it in your bag?
I think it's in my bag.
There you go. Excellent, super. And it's definitely my phone.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And you met me last week, and you borrowed it off me, and you're giving it back now. Good stuff. Grand stuff. And that's how easy it is to just use hypnosis to get things back, isn't it? And set your bag down now. Set your bag down. And sleep now. Way down. Deeper, deeper, deeper relaxed. So, what do you think of that? Wasn't that interesting? I managed to get her mobile phone off her as if I had lent it to her the week before. So how did that work? How did that suggestion build up to being so effective? Well, there are various steps to that. First of all, I've already built rapport with her. I've induced her into hypnosis, and I've played a skit previously where I stuck her feet to the floor. So her mind is now in that position where I have that rapport being that idea of confidence, of trust in me as the hypnotist. And rapport doesn't have to be just a thing used by hypnosis and hypnotists. Rapport is built up every day. If you're talking to someone in the street, that you're bumping into an old friend, you've got different levels of rapport depending on how well you know them and who they are and how well you might trust them. Even just talking to a shopkeeper builds rapport and builds trust. And I'm going to come back to that later, because hypnosis happens all the time by anyone. It's not just the remit of a hypnotist to be able to use and implement hypnosis. So stay tuned to find out exactly what I'm talking about there. So the key thing is, I've hypnotized her, I've induced her into hypnosis, I've stuck her feet to the floor, so she now has this high level of rapport, this high level of trust in what I'm saying and what I'm doing. Now, at the beginning of it, you'll hear what sounds to be just like a very subtle removing the last suggestion. But when I'm saying just like your feet were stuck to the floor, I'm actually linking the previous suggestion to this suggestion. Just like this, do that. So there's a connection there in that small, very subtle sentence. So I'm connecting the idea of the two suggestions together in that one line. I then just don't go straight into the idea of, I lent you the phone and you have to give it to me back. I'm building up a scenario, an idea, a concept and a context around why she has my phone. So I'm saying, we met last week and you asked to borrow my phone and you have my phone and now it's time to give it back. So I'm building up context, and again, that helps in the situation to really put a logic together. I've said this before about the conscious and the unconscious mind. You know, there's still a level of, well, that makes sense. There's a logical connection. If I give you, you give me something, it's time to give it back. So I'm giving a reason, not just going straight in with give me your phone. So from that point of view, there's a richer sense of wanting to follow and implement the instructions that it's now time to give it back. So I say 1, 2, 3, wide awake, and she opens her eyes again, and I very subtly say, I lent you something. I borrowed, you borrowed something off me last week. Can you remember what it was? Now, I'm doing it in that way for several reasons. Now, firstly, because, well, it's nice and dramatic for those standing off camera watching as a bit of entertainment, and builds a bit of suspense to say, will she say, oh, I've got your phone? Secondly, again, as I always say with all suggestions, it's within the power of the subject, because she's still in control of whether she accepts that suggestion or not, as to whether it was, as I say, accepted. So I want to make sure that she has heard and clearly understood the suggestion and has accepted that suggestion. So I'm waiting for her to say, oh, I've got your phone. And she does that beautifully. So she accepts that, accepts the suggestion, and we move through the idea of her searching through her bag, giving it be, and when she gives it to me, I double check. I say, are you sure this is my phone? She says yes. And as simple as that, I have now got her phone that she owns, but she's passed it over to me. And that's how powerful implanting a suggestion can be. Now, like I say, she's doing it because we've built that rapport. She's doing it because she's asked for an experience of hypnosis. She's watched me hypnotizing other people, and now she wants to experience that, so she's open to the idea. If she wasn't open to the idea, there's no guarantees the suggestion would stick. It might do. I'm going to say it might do. But really, for this really to work, number one, this is a false environment. This is not just me walking up to a stranger and saying, give me your phone. Okay, that's not how hypnosis works. You have to build up a relationship, you have to build up a rapport, and there has to be a bit of history and a bit of understanding of what's happening. So the context is not just about, I bumped into you last week, but the context is beyond that, in that at some level she still knows she's talking to a hypnotist and wants an experience. So there's a lot of factors beyond just me asking for her phone to give it to her. But having said that, as I mentioned in the intro, this happens all the time, in marketing and advertising and TV and radio, in that they're using hypnosis, and sometimes they don't realize they're using hypnosis. They're making a suggestion, and people have built up a rapport. They understand the brand. They've heard the advert several times, and will get involved in that concept, this idea that, well, I trust this brand because they've told me the same message several times, and they can quite readily accept that. Now, again, they're not using hypnosis in a controlled way, but it's still hypnosis. Remember, hypnosis is just a language pattern. It's just about me talking to you, or the advertiser talking to the people they're trying to sell to. And it's about, if that rapport is there, if that trust is there, maybe they've bought products from that company before, so there's a great level of rapport and trust in, between the buyer and the seller that's advertising. In that case, if that buyer is in a focused state of attention, as this girl was because I'd induced her into hypnosis, they're more readily able to accept that suggestion. So really listen out for the adverts that you hear on TV, the adverts that you hear on radio. Suggestions are being made all the time, and we're accepting suggestions all the time. If I simply say to you, this is a table, and you think, well, I've seen a table before, it looks like a table, and you accept that suggestion, that at some level is a hypnotic suggestion, because you've been open to the idea, I've made a suggestion, and you've accepted that suggestion. So hypnosis is all around us all the time. It's not just the remit of a hypnotist. The problem is sometimes people are using very good hypnotic suggestion techniques without actually realizing they're using it because they haven't studied hypnosis. So really we should be teaching everyone exactly how hypnosis works to heighten their awareness of what they're saying and when they're using it. If you want to learn hypnosis, by the way, I do training in hypnosis, so please do private message me. I'll leave my contact details and email address in the description section below if you're interested in learning exactly how hypnosis works, so you can be more attuned to understanding when people are using it, even if they don't realize they are using it. But anyway, I hope that was insightful to you. I hope you learned something about hypnosis and about how widely hypnosis can be used, and the limitations and understanding why it worked in this situation. It looks like I was just stealing her phone, but again, I'm doing it in a very controlled way. I'm doing it in an entertainment setting. I've got people watching me, so I'm not going to run off with their phone. But hypnosis happens all the time in many aspects of many people's lives. So just be more attuned to what hypnosis is and listening out for it in radio, TV, adverts, etc. Suggestions come in so many guises, it's hard to believe until you really start studying hypnosis. If you like this video, if you learned something really good, make sure you give it a thumbs up, make sure you give it a like, and don't forget to click the big red subscribe button and the bell notification button so you get notified when a new video comes out from myself. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. I release a new video every Sunday, so keep watching and enjoy the video. See you next Sunday.